Welcome back to the ZeroW Podcast, where we talk about lifting, coaching, and more. You can learn more about Zero by going to www.zero.com.au. That's Zero with a W. We are also proudly sponsored by Establishment Coffee. Head to establishmentcoffee.com.au. Use the code 025 for 25% off and free shipping. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's what all the cool kids say. And if you're on Spotify, hit that 5-star review. We love it. Enjoy the show now. Welcome back to another episode of the ZeroW Podcast.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
How are we all doing today?
Fantastic.
Good.
Why so good?
Why not?
Yeah, you're right. Why not?
That's a spirit. Manifest it.
Good. So far, so good.
How's the body?
Good.
You're walking a little bit less like you got a metal rod up your bottom.
Yeah, my back is way better.
Yeah.
It's still fuck if I've been sitting down too long. Have you seen me get up from the desk?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still shit like that. But
If you call that getting up.
You don't really walk with a lean anymore.
nah, I'm not.
Which is good.
I'm not on lean, which is good.
No more gangster lean.
Nah. Still a gangster. Just no lean.
Megumi, how are you?
Feeling good?
Good.
Yes.
Amazing. All right. Well, what are we grateful for this week?
Ooh. Grateful for having us around for dinner the other night. I never miss
Very
an
much so.
opportunity
You're welcome.
for Tom Bro's cooking.
It was
Nice.
amazing.
Very grateful. That's my grateful.
Could be better. An
Bro,
opportunity to learn and grow.
Stop.
you could make the best food. You do make the best food, and you've always got a problem with it.
I was happy with the pie.
Yeah, but like, what's your
The pie
problem
was
with like?
delicious. Yeah, what was
What
wrong
was
with
your
it?
problem?
What's your problem?
No, my problem is you've always got a problem with your your cooking.
I'm allowed.
Nah.
It's my party. I'll cry if I want to.
He's just got impeccable standards with his cooking.
Bridget does the same. She'll cook something and she'll be like, it's not. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with it? It's delicious.
You know how some people measure their self-worth by like lifting or social media? Mine is 100% measured by cooking.
Well, I'd like to be there on the day you nail it.
So
Like
even
in
when
your head.
and if I cook for myself and I don't like it as much as I'm expecting, I'm like, I should just give up on life. What's the point? Why am I here? What are you grateful for, Megumi?
Very grateful for little luxuries that we take for granted, like being able to, I don't know, afford a coach or afford getting coffee out multiple
Yeah.
times a week. Because, you know, sometimes you get like a little reminder. For example, if I have a client being like, oh, I've had to cut my budget here because of something that's happened with work or life circumstances changing things up. It's like, oh, you know, it's really great that we get to have these little luxuries every day. It's very easy to take them for granted.
1,000%.
Good.
Definitely. Mine's going to sound like a cop-out, but I am grateful for the weather. I'm grateful for the rain because Mum and Dad are always talking about how dry it is at home and how much they'd love it to rain like how it is here. So we're really lucky. Yeah, they're always in a drought out there.
Yeah. Well, how about America? It's like
I
one
know.
side you've got devastating snowstorms and the other side's on fire.
Crazy. Absolutely
I
crazy.
don't understand how fires like that start. Is it just the temperature?
Well,
No, that
someone's
was-
been put in custody for starting one, apparently.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
what's going around. And then with the winds that came down, it's like blown the embers to other parts of the city and
Okay.
started new fires.
Correct. I just want to show you guys this photo. I always look at this when I'm not being grateful. I think I've showed you guys this. The podcast obviously won't be able to
Yeah.
see that. That was one of my cousin's birthdays in the Philippines.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, what's in the middle there? What is that?
Like tin spaghetti, probably.
Okay.
Dude, it's fucking heartbreaking, eh?
Is the celebration the Pepsi?
Yeah.
Like, is that the
That's
luxury?
like the gift,
Yep.
the luxury, yeah.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Crazy.
And like my family, my mum and dad helped them out heaps. Like massively. So it's like, it's still so sad.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I since I stopped using Instagram as much, I've become addicted to YouTube Shorts.
Mm.
And for some reason, I get heaps of Dave Chappelle YouTube Shorts. And he was telling the story about like when the Chappelle show ended and like, they were trying to make him do stuff and it went against his creative direction. So he turned down like a $50 million deal. And he went to Africa for a while and he was complaining about it to some Africans, and he's like, I know something that'll make you feel better. And he's like, what? He's like, I ate a dog today. So just the perspective of, you don't have it that tough.
That's
Oh,
it.
my God.
I always think that whenever we're complaining about something, like, oh, fuck, I don't have this much disposable income this week because I'm saving to go on this fucking
Yeah.
shit like that. It's so dumb, while we're still on our fancy phones. And
I don't know. I think yes and no. I kind of land firmly in the middle, which is like, yeah, of course, you can do that for anything, anytime, anywhere. Like, just be like, okay, perspective, there's kids starving in Africa, which is true. And it's good to have that perspective and sort of have that wake up every now and again. But also your experience is so relative to your life, right?
100%.
So like that doesn't change the reality of how you feel at any moment.
Absolutely.
And you get an option every time to decide what do you do about that feeling? What do you do in those moments? So, I don't like the idea of downplaying somebody's experience just based on another person's experience on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I feel that. I think
some people could use it.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place for it.
Yeah.
I just think sometimes my life's so different because my mum married a foreigner compared to lots of my cousins.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah. I mean, like you and CJ as well have that immediate side by side of like what life could have been if you were born over there versus over here.
Yeah,
for sure. What am I grateful for? I am grateful for. This one's maybe a little bit left of field and not something I talk about very often, but I'm grateful for my medication. I don't think it's any secret that I take medication for ADHD and other spicy tendencies. But yeah, life's very different since starting it and being good about actually taking it. And I don't know, I feel like I'm having so many now as an adult or as an older adult. I'm talking to people with kids, and people with kids are like, oh, I have to make this decision. Do I put my kids on the meds? And I think what my life might have been if I had meds from a young age, which is stupid because it's like, well, maybe I needed to go without meds from a young age to become who I am now and yada, yada, yada. But I don't know. I feel like life could have been a lot smoother sailing, especially back then when it wasn't really appreciated as a thing. So yeah, that's my grateful this week.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
All right, quote it up.
My quote is, life can and surely will be different than you imagined, but it can and surely will still be good.
Nice.
Ooh. A little bit of a tongue twister there, Meg.
Let's go next.
I'll go next. The real hero is always a hero by mistake. He dreams of being an honest coward like everybody else.
Nice. Mine is, I am going for a walk and I will smell soil and I will see a cloud and I will pat a stray cat and a current of happiness will move through me until I reach for my phone and take a drag.
Damn.
Where's that one from?
I just found it on a quote page on Instagram that I follow.
Nice.
That's a good one, eh? That's one way to always ruin your happiness, eh? Having the best morning, then you pick your phone up and you're like, fuck, I just scrolled for 40 minutes.
Yeah. And the last thing you see is a quote about like how you piece of shit for touching your phone.
Touching your phone. Makes me put it down though.
My quote, so Jordan Hellier in Wales, he got me onto Jimmy Carr recently. He's a big fan of Jimmy Carr, and Jimmy Carr's a comedian, but he's like becoming a little bit of a modern day philosopher. You know, he takes a comedic spin on life help stuff. So Jordan really recommended his book. So I've been reading his book, and in his book he says this thing about how you're not a noun, you're a verb. You're a doing entity. So if you can do, then you can do better.
Nice.
And I really like that.
I like that
I
one.
like that a lot.
I really like that. Speaking of wait, is it a physical copy?
No, I
audio
only
book.
do audiobooks, yeah.
Yeah, do you only do audiobooks?
Yeah, I can't read.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
When like Meg will be like, read this post, and it'll be like a slide thing. And she'll show me the first one, then she'll swipe across. I'm like, I'm on the first line. Just calm down.
I can read a whole page and still be thinking of something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And you have to
Really?
go back and reread.
Like,
Yeah.
damn, I just thought about training for that whole fucking 5 pages.
Yeah. Yeah. I read so slow that even if I'm taking it in, by the end of that sentence, I'm like, what was this about?
That's one thing. Wait, sorry. Is that everyone's quotes?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was just going to say that's one thing me and Bridget are trying to do is just
Better.
have less screen time at night time. So we're not watching TV at night anymore. Because sometimes you're like, oh, let's just watch some YouTube, and then the same thing, you're just scrolling trying to find a video to watch.
Sure.
It's a waste of time.
Yeah, so we've been we only started yesterday. We're like trying to play board games at night and not watch TV.
Inspired by the weekend?
Yeah, we act legit.
We got out the history trivia game.
Oh, nice.
And then sat out on the balcony for a while. It was nice.
Yeah, well, we're doing the total opposite and trying to watch as much Netflix as possible. trying to cram through How I Met Your Mother.
I'm trying to get Thomas to watch the whole series, How I Met Your Mother, so I can talk about it. But we're only on season 2 and there's 9 seasons.
Oh my god!
See, I'm cool with that though. I love just being on the couch on a Saturday night or a Friday night. That's the best.
And if you've got a good show to watch, then it's fine.
Yeah, but
we've been just scrolling, looking for something.
We've been doom
anything.
scrolling YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's
we don't have anything at the moment to watch.
Yep.
So, any recommendations?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Watch Monica Lewinsky's TED Talk.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I watched it the other day. It was interesting.
What's that on Netflix?
Yeah.
All right.
Are you going to tell them what happened when you watched it?
What happened?
Didn't it make you upset?
Yeah, but not about her, just about one story she told.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I like that one. Oh man.
I can't help that I'm a man with feelings.
I want to listen to it.
I mean, it's not earth shattering. It's all right.
No, we'll watch it. Yo. All right. Is there anything we spoke about the other week? We just quickly talked about things you wanted to do better for the new year.
Better?
Yeah.
Better.
Or like what you guys were planning to do. Tom, bro, you had some business stuff you wanted to get better at this year for New Year's.
Yes.
Yeah. How are you guys all going with your resolutions or whatever you want to call it?
I did a vision board because I don't really do resolutions, and Dana kind of twisted my arm into doing it. And I was like, I actually like this. I'll think about it at the end of the year. But it wasn't, they weren't super tangible. It was like, be more free and, look after my gut and understand endometriosis more, and kind of vague things like that.
Nice.
No, they're cool though. Sometimes you need to tell yourself those things.
I think it's better when it's less specific as well. Yeah. Because that's sort of what we're doing. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
I'm done.
Oh, my dad, can you get the microphone out of your face?
Out of my face.
Yeah. It's like covering your whole face.
Like this.
Yeah. This is a totally random story. When I transitioned from training at a commercial gym to training at home, like the beginnings of PTC Gold Coast, my dad did a vision board for some reason. He must have gone to some like self-help seminar or money-making seminar, and there was a picture of a BMW on it. And he still drives, he drives an MG. No offense, James. But like, I remember, because I've never been into goals. I've got like, you remember in school when you did your school report and then make you like write goals for the next term? I'd write the most outlandish goals because it'd be like, yeah, this is what I want. And it's not a goal. It's just like, I want this thing.
It's a want.
My goal was to build a go-kart. I was never going to fucking build a go-kart. I don't know anything about mechanics or engines. I was 8 years old. How's it going to build a go-kart? Like, I'm going to build a go-kart. I look at these goals, and then progressively over time, my little child brain was like, I don't believe in goals. So they just became dumber and dumber, or like so easy that you could do it the second that you finished writing that thing. Anyway, I remember distinctly looking at this vision board and being like, what a waste of time. But I don't actually believe that anymore. I don't believe that sort of stuff is a waste of time. It's a waste of time for me. And I think it's a fantastic tool for other people. Anyway, no moral of the story. Just made me think of that when you said vision board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What were we talking about? Have we taken steps towards our dreams and goals for the year? Yours was eating whole foods.
Yeah, just eat a little bit better.
Yeah, I gave you a whole lot of cheese.
Yeah, it was delicious.
You feel like you've been eating better? Do you feel better?
I feel way better.
Has your weight started to come down?
Yeah, I'm like 5 kilos down.
Oh wow!
Amazing.
Yeah.
So it was really just like Christmas weight.
I think so, but you just feel gross.
I think it was a combination of when you hurt your back, you weren't training as much as well.
Depressed as.
Yeah.
But even like it just meant like eating on Sunday at yours, I could just really enjoy that meal. Like, rather than think, fuck, I ate like shit all weekend and now I'm going to eat like shit again. And I don't know. Maybe it's just me that does that. Like I'll eat really good Monday to Friday and then I'll go so hard on the weekend that I'm like, that was fucking unnecessary or.
It's definitely not just you. It's funny though, like you realize how much NEAT you do when you get hurt like that. Mm-hmm. Like when your back sore, there's just so much less incentive to get up and walk around.
Yeah.
You do so much more just like general moving when you're not sore. Bridget, what about you?
Mine was just to basically have a better sleep routine. And some nights I've been good, some nights I've been bad, but we're getting there.
No, you're getting better. You're getting up earlier. And
yeah. Because I do love, I love being up early. I love that time of the morning, but I also love sleep. So it's just a constant battle. And they call it nighttime procrastination, where you stay up late because you want to make the most of your free time. But then I'm missing out on my free time in the morning.
What are you looking at me for?
So
how often what's your sleep like? Do you guys?
We go to bed at the same time, but I probably we physically go to bed at the same time.
No, you tuck me in, and then you go spend about 3 hours in the bathroom doing God knows what.
This is not true. No.
Then you come into the bed and light up the entire room watching a show. Normally you drop about 6 hair implements in the bathroom and wake me up. Then you turn on the phone on full blast by accident and go, oh shit, fuck.
Why are you going to share those details? All the people need to know is that you go to sleep first and I sleep a couple hours later, and then you wake up before me and I sleep in a little bit more. That's all.
that's pretty much our schedule too.
Yeah.
Just sounds exactly the same, eh?
Yeah, but like what do you need to do to get ready for bed?
Brush my teeth.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And like brush my teeth. Actually, this is a question. I thought about this on my walk and thought I want to talk about it on this podcast. Nothing to do with powerlifting. When did you guys stop wearing pajamas? Or do you still wear pajamas?
I just wear the same basketball shorts every night. I guess they're my pajamas. Like when I wear them outside of bed or home.
But as a kid, did you have like a button-up shirt?
Yeah.
Like proper pajamas?
Oh, you're asking about those kind of pajamas?
Yeah.
Probably when I was about
I'd say when I
8
was
or
a
9.
teenager, maybe. I don't know.
What did you switch to when you were 8 or 9?
boxes. Boxes.
I was never a cool boxers kid. I've only ever had like the old man undies to this day.
Boxes.
Yeah, interesting. Anyway, that's it.
But I want to switch back to pajamas. I want to get some nice like Peter Alexander like silk pajamas, exactly,
and like loose, not tight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You wouldn't wear them?
Yes, I would. If they were silk, I would.
Yeah, right.
Be comfortable.
Fair enough.
Anyway, what's our topic?
All right, got a few topics.
Hit it.
The first one, this is a good one. Lifting on a budget. Obviously, you see, let's just say, for an example, you come to a powerlifting gym and you see all these fancy SBD belts. You see all these people post their meals and it's quite extravagant. And for a lot of people, it's quite out of reach. Or, even if they want to make it a priority, they just simply can't afford it. So I just wanted to come up with some ideas that could help some people lift on a budget, and still take their training seriously and still make some great progression. Well, because it's very doable.
For me, I feel like you've already answered the first one, which is your number one priority should be training at a place that's going to maximize your performance and your output. And so like training at a gym that's not only catered to your goals with equipment, but with people as well is going to be the absolute best thing you can do. Like spending that little extra $5 a week or $20 a month, wherever you are, on a better gym is going to be a way better investment to your performance, to your strength, to your progress and your gains than spending $400 on an SBD belt. So absolutely first priority is gym. And for me, second priority would then be like coaching or education about your training itself.
And I mean, sleeves and a belt help, but for the first 6 or 7 years of my strength training life, I didn't use sleeves or a belt or, wrist wraps or anything like that. Yeah. And I still progressed.
Yeah, there's still lots of really strong people and people that are in really great shape.
You can do it without the equipment.
That have never put an SBD belt on or put fancy weightlifting shoes on.
Yeah.
Like if I had a tier list, that's right down the very bottom. Unless you want to get really specific about your training. Obviously, if you start competing in powerlifting, you are going to need some powerlifting equipment. If you compete in strongman, you're going to start needing some strongman equipment, which unfortunately there is a price tag. If you once you get to a certain level, it's going to cost you a little bit of money. But like something like an SBD belt, even though they cost $400
425, I
or
think.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first bought mine, it retailed at like 300.
Yeah.
Maybe a
Me
little
too.
less.
Well,
Yeah.
and when they came out, that was like, holy Jesus,
Yeah.
we've never seen a belt that expensive. Now it's just kind of par for the course to be in the
Yeah.
200 plus.
The good thing about an SBD belt is they stand the test of time.
Mm.
I always tell people if they want to invest in one, it's going to last you probably 10 years.
Yeah, but then you could spend half the price and get a Pioneer, an A7, or even like a Harris. You know
Bro, they're all around the same price now.
yeah, they've gone way up.
Yeah.
Like when those websites came out, like Harris, I mean, even Titan belts back then were like 120, 150 bucks. When the exchange rate was good and there was good suppliers, you could get great quality belts that would. I mean, I've had an Inza belt since 2012.
And that's the one you still wear.
Yeah, and that was going to be my message when it comes to equipment. I think people are way too trigger happy they'll call it upgrading their equipment, but really it's just an excuse to buy something new. Like I'm a big believer in wear your stuff to death. Like I won't buy, Meg will tell you, I won't buy a new pair of shoes. I won't buy wrist wraps until they're literally falling apart. And even then I find it really hard to let go. Just like, if you don't need it, don't spend money on it.
Yeah.
If you're on a budget. You've got the expendable income. Yeah, don't let me to tell you what to do. Buy whatever the hell you want. But if you're tight with money, it's like there's kind of a priority list for your performance, and the best belt is going to be very low on that priority list.
100%. Yeah, so like if we were to make it give some people some advice, obviously equipment would be, for me, like, and the general consensus here is that would be right down the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Equipment. Like, what if I can't afford a coach?
Yeah, that's a tough one, because, I mean, that's an easy answer, as in, like, yeah, you should save up and get a coach, but some people just genuinely can't afford a coach. So there's plenty of apps out there these days that'll do a great job of giving you everything you need. That's why we developed the Zero app in general. We don't plug it real hard, but we've got an app. You get 2 weeks free. It's got basically all the same programming structures and principles that we use for lifters across the board, whether they're brand new or at the top tier level. We've got a bunch of technique videos, some nutrition help videos. We've got pretty much everything you need at a base level from a coach built into an app, and it's a fraction of the price. And we're not the only ones doing that. There's plenty of brands out there that are trusted and reputable that have apps. Absolutely, go and do something like that. Even if it means that you follow a program on an app and get a general base structure for a couple of blocks, and then save the money and continue to do it on your own, which I shouldn't say, because, I mean, like, you can do that with our app. But I would much rather people have learned from our app and then continued on a good path with training to get stronger in a safe and consistent way than to just make shit out on their own and then get hurt.
I think the apps are a really easy one, and very, like you said, it's a fraction of the price of what an online coach would cost. And there's so many good training apps out there as well. My advice would be just read some reviews, ask around, like look on if they reshare people. If they've got an Instagram page and they reshare people, go through their page, look if they've made progress, and then you can base your decision off that to an extent.
Yeah. Another huge thing that you could do, reach out to coaches that you trust and just ask questions. You're like, hey, my deadlift has this issue. What should I do? Most coaches are going to be pretty generous about giving out free advice because they hope it turns into some form of a sale. And if it doesn't, it's like they can walk away with the sensation of having helped someone who will then potentially refer other people to them as a coach. So, like, don't be afraid to you've got nothing to lose by getting in some random top tier coach's inbox and say, hey, what do you think of this deadlift? Or, hey, what do you think of this squat? I'll personally try and help people when they reach out to me. Obviously, you can't help everyone. You can't go in depth, but you're far better off doing that with coaches than you are with lifters, because lifters will just tell you how they lift. They don't have the skill to look at your lift and be like, this is good for you. So, yeah, if you want to chase free advice, just ask some people in the know. And if they can't help, maybe they can point you in the direction of someone who can.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of awesome YouTube pages as well. Like, before I got into powerlifting, I got all my training information off YouTube. I just watch a whole bunch of YouTube pages of people I admired, people I liked the way they train, and just pretty much copied what they did. And it got me to a really good, like, base level point of training, or like a relatively can you say, like an advanced intermediate lifter.
Well, you can learn a hell of a lot. Yeah, for sure.
And and I thought that was that's how I did all my training before I started at Zero. I kind of just made it up myself, but I just looked at people I admired and, you know, cherry picked what I liked from this guy, and I'd build a program for myself that I enjoyed doing.
I will say, I'm not a big believer in ChatGPT for stuff. Like, most of the staff in Zero are using it now and playing around with it, and most people are playing around with it to some degree. I shouldn't say I'm not a believer. I think it's incredible, like unbelievable. But if you type in what's the best way to do a powerlifting squat, you'll get the most trash answers because it's scrubbing the internet for the answers, and the sites with the biggest hits are from like 20 years ago. It's like all such outdated information. So if you're looking for technique advice, don't get it off ChatGPT. You could probably get ChatGPT to write you a pretty decent program though. Like, there's so many free programming templates and programming advice on the internet that's not bad advice. If you typed into GPT, like, this is what I'm trying to do, this is the kind of coach or the kind of style of training that I like to do, these are my goals, it could probably spit you out a pretty decent program.
My mate just wrote himself a Hyrox program.
Whoa.
Like a Hyrox and strength training program.
Hyrox looks so hard.
Yeah, dude. Have you seen what it is?
Because you said it's the same workout each time, right?
Yeah, it's just a singular workout.
You coach Shana, right?
Yes.
She posted a Hyrox workout the other day, and it was 4 rounds. And I was like, I wouldn't make it through 1 round. It's like kilometer run, 100 sit-ups, then like 40 this, 50 this, 60 this, and then repeat 4 times.
So what's the difference between Hyrox and CrossFit?
Hyrox is just like Hyrox is very cardio-based. Let me read out what Hyrox is.
Because I think it's crazy that it's taken this long for a CrossFit alternative to arise.
Yeah.
Is that what it is, a CrossFit alternative?
Essentially.
I thought it was more like a circuit or like a like CrossFit Games, like a once or twice a year thing.
So this is what Hyrox is. Typical Hyrox workout structure is you do like a kilometer run, you come back, you do a ski erg for 1,000 meters, you do a sled push, kilometer run. I'm pretty sure a kilometer run's in between 8 of the stations. So you do like 8 kilometers of running in between like farmers carries, burpee, broad jumps, wall balls, sandbag lunges. Yeah. It's fucking...
I used to love all of that kind of stuff.
That is
looking
grueling.
back, I don't know how.
Yeah.
Oh.
Should we get one of those tank sleds? They got one in Christchurch with the wheels.
Yeah, bro. 1,000%. Remember I was going through that phase where I was trying to figure out how to glue hockey pucks to the...
to the prowler.
Yeah.
Where are we going to sled though?
Outside.
Oh.
It's on wheels, so you can do it anyway.
Is it the thing with the rope that you can drag or push?
Yeah,
you can do that,
any
yeah.
of that stuff.
Yeah. They're hard.
Yeah, it'll be really good for adding to the fucking mess downstairs that we keep saying we're going to clean up and never do.
But yeah, he showed me the program. I was like, bro, that's actually a really good program. Like, it's had lots of running. And he's like, do you reckon it's got too much running? I was like, nah, bro, the majority of this workout is running. You can get away with just doing like a few days of strength training with, you know, with some exposure to said movements. But the main thing you need to practice is building a base, like working on your cardio.
Did you see Stenzel ran a marathon?
Yeah.
Like he did a marathon distance. It wasn't in an official race. Do you know who Benny Matthews is?
Yes.
It's like one of their best friends, but he just did like 1,000-mile
Oh,
thing.
wait. No, I'm thinking of someone else.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. I think he did 1,000 miles, similar to a like crazy Ned Brockman kind of deal. Maybe it was a 100-mile race. I don't know. He did something crazy anyway. And I was like, hey, Stenzel, did you get Benny to do all your programming? He's like, no, I did all my running programming from ChatGPT.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
They did this whole running regime off of that.
That's
That's
fucking
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you ran way faster than them, so can't be that good.
Every powerlifter that started running, I ran way faster than. Just putting that out there. But to be fair, I wasn't a powerlifter.
Yeah, you know how last week I said I was like addicted to Super Mario speedruns? On the weekend, I'm like, okay, I'm going to start training. And I played for like 10 minutes trying to do like the most basic tricks as part of the speedrun. I'm like, these guys are insanely far ahead. I feel like that's every powerlifter who runs. Yeah, I'm going to run a marathon. I'm like, I don't think you realize the difficulty of the journey that you're embarking upon. Like, it's not just get out there and go for a few runs and you're good to go for 42 Ks.
Do you know what pissed me off when Jack Barnes did that and then actually did it?
Some of these people, it would be like if someone like me went away from powerlifting for like 10 years and did other shit and then came back to powerlifting. It would look like you were like a freak born to do it or something, because you've got, I reckon people like Jack have had like this history of like genetic advantage for running, but probably did heaps of like cross country champions and stuff.
Yeah, he was already a very good athlete. Like played footy his whole life, and but still, like I was like, bro, you need to train for this properly. And then he did it off the back of like 4 weeks, and like had a reasonable time too.
Yeah,
and I think he was fueled by everyone telling him he couldn't do it as well.
Definitely.
That'll do it.
Yep. All right, so lifting on a budget. For training wise and skipping a coach, looking at something like an app is going to be a great alternative. What do you think becomes between that and say equipment? Is there anything else?
Nutrition.
Yeah,
you don't need to have like the fancy meal preps and the fancy protein powders and whatnot. Like it's so cheap to. I never understand that when people are like it's so expensive to eat healthy. It's like no, it's not. Go buy fucking 3 kilos of chicken breast. What's that right there? I don't know, $40, $30. Something like that. Go buy 2 kilos of frozen vegetables. Go buy some kind of carbohydrates. Buy some. I don't know. It's pretty cost effective.
We bought skim milk powder for creamies. Skim milk powder has like 9 grams of protein per serve. You can have a couple of serves of that, and it's the equivalent of a protein shake.
Yeah,
it tastes disgusting, but like,
does it?
Put some Milo in there or something. You could have a pretty decent protein shake for a fraction of the cost of buying protein.
Yeah.
That said, you can buy like bulk nutrients WPI for like what, $30.
Me and Bridget just did our groceries on Sunday, and this is like we both prepped all our meals for the entire week and got food like. We're not going to have to go back to the grocery store till next Sunday. It cost us $130. That's very cheap for 2 people.
Yeah.
And that's with lots of fruit, lots of vegetables.
You go to a generic place like Coles or Woolies?
You go to Aldi.
I went to Aldi and got a few things from Coles and Woolies.
Yep.
That you can't get there.
Yeah,
but yeah, we go to Coles because Bridget needs her up and goes. But I think I'm going to get you skim milk powder next time.
Don't do that. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I think the hard thing with eating on a budget as well is that lots of people aren't real good at cooking these days. And so like they'll buy stuff and not know how to work with it and then mess it up, and it's not very enjoyable. If you can make your food enjoyable, it becomes a lot easier to eat on a budget. Like a lot easier. So Google some recipes, learn how to cook. Chat GPT how to eat on a budget for powerlifting. Something will come up.
Yep.
Man, Chat GPT is the future, eh?
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
It's kind of scary, eh?
Pretty crazy. It's crazy how, at the moment, how easy it is to tell when someone's using it, though.
Oh, bro. I always pointed out to Bridget, hey, I'm always like, look at this ChatGPT
The dot
caption.
points.
Yeah, the dot points, the heading structure, but also it will repeat itself like 4 times in slightly different words.
Yeah.
And if you're not smart enough to recognize that, you're just going to copy paste it, then it's like, okay. And most people won't put in like, change this to an Australian spelling. So there'll be a bunch of Z's where we would normally put S's, and it's like, okay, that's ChatGPT.
Oh, man. Anything else for lifting on a budget?
Not
What do you
really. I definitely am a fan of being a guinea pig, though. Like, I think maybe sometimes straight out the gate, people want like the perfect program, coach, etc. But the trial and error and the mistakes and stuff that you make just doing your own research is pretty invaluable.
Yeah, I think another tip if you're on a budget is like, if you've got expendable income, it's easier to commit to something and then kind of half-ass it. If you're on a tighter budget, make sure that you're taking baby steps and actually using whatever it is you're paying for. Like, for example, you pay for an expensive gym membership and you show up once a week. What's the point? You know, like commit to one thing at a time, find your rhythm and routine, and then add the next thing in, and make sure you're getting the most value for the money that you're spending.
Anything else? Lifting on a budget?
No.
Oh, actually, I got another one. For training equipment, my Addy Power shoes, I remember when I wanted them, they were like $300 or whatever they were.
Yeah.
I got mine on eBay for $50.
Yeah, secondhand stuff.
Yeah.
I was thinking before for belts and sleeves.
Yeah, and don't be ashamed, like Temu or Wish or whatever, like,
yeah,
a lot of the times they're based directly off of the real thing, and the real thing is just made in China anyway. Like a lot of times they're coming from the same factory. Same with sleeves, like neoprene sleeves. So like Titan Enza A7, it's literally just neoprene. There's nothing special whatsoever about the design, and most neoprene comes from exactly the same spot. So like if you spend $300, $400 on a pair of Enzas shipping them from America and they tear after 2 months, you're going to be pretty devastated. You spend $40 from Temu and they tear after 6 months or 4 months, you're just like, okay.
Buy another one.
Yeah.
Buy another one and spin the wheel and get more discounts.
Yeah.
That's fucking so annoying, eh? Right.
But it's just to keep you on there because they always give you the biggest discount.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been on
It's
Temu.
Temu. And it's
What's
like you
the
spin
wheel?
this wheel and it's like, oh, you could win like 100% off or 20% off or 30% off. It always lands on 100% off. So then you're like, oh yeah, all right, I'll keep shopping and I'll buy something with my discount, you know?
And then it's like you need to purchase 7 items for this discount to apply.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden you got all this random shit in your cart. Oh.
And then it always says whatever item you're on, it's like, oh, there's only like 2 left in stock.
You're like,
Be quick.
That's genius.
That's where I got Buddy's skivvy, the blue one.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cute.
Was it Temu or Wish that tried to collab with you?
Temu.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really?
But for activewear. I was like,
yeah.
no. I was like, pet things? And they were like, no. And I'm like, sorry, can't do it.
That's pretty cool though. Do you guys want to talk about the next one? Save that.
What's the next one?
That's Road to Competition.
Road to competition.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Sweet
sweet.
time.
All right. Road to Competition.
Well, what time do you guys have to finish?
Anytime.
11:45. I got 30 minutes.
Oh, sweet. How long's your quiz then take?
10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, let's do Road to Competition. What's the gist?
Just planning out how your lead up to competition should look. Like things you should take into account, prioritizing what's of importance, how to stay healthy during a prep, and what if it's your first comp?
How do you guys do it? Like, as in, how do you map out to the competition? Do you start at the competition and work backwards? Do you start now, work forwards?
When it comes to programming, start at the competition, work backwards.
Yep.
Yeah, always start with the end in mind and work backwards from there, I reckon. Yeah, so let's just say, should we create a time frame?
Yeah, we'll say it's at, what, the end of the year? Halfway through the year?
Yeah, let's go halfway through the year. So it's January. You got 6 months.
Yep.
What's the first thing you'd probably start? Assuming if you're already prepping for this competition or want to do this competition, training's already the reason why you want to do this is because your training's pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So let's say you said 5 months, right? Or 6 months?
6 months.
Okay, so if you got 6 months, you've really only got 5 months because the 6 month is going to be a peak, right?
Yeah.
So you got 5 months of training to sort of sort your shit out, work out exactly what's important and what issues you need to work on, all of that sort of stuff. My first big tip to people, especially if you're doing this yourself, don't take your dream numbers and work backwards. Because if your dream numbers aren't actually what you're reasonable to achieve in that time frame, you'll start failing and overshooting all the time. You can have dream numbers, and I think that's good. Like I said before about like the vision board, I think it's a good motivating factor to have goals and have plans, absolutely. But you always have to deal with the data you've got right in front of you. Like don't adjust the training numbers to be out of reach based on this lofty dream or lofty goal. Always do exactly what you're capable of, which is right in front of you with the data you've got. Something's in the water. Everyone's running away. That would be my biggest thing with people when they start out. I think if you're managing your own preps or your own programming, a lot of people just aim too high based on not having anyone to be like, look, I think it's great to have those goals, but maybe a little bit far away right now.
I'm going to say something that gets regurgitated and said a lot, but it's very important. If it's your first competition, who cares about weight classes?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. That's always one that adds a whole lot, another layer of stress to someone's preparation for a comp.
Yeah.
You know, and majority of the time it negatively impacts their prep as well.
Yep. But I mean, weight class is a great point. Like, this is right now the time to think about your weight class, not 2 months out doing a crash diet, crash cut into the comp because you haven't prepared. Now is the time to get sorted in your weight class. If you're a 90 kilo lifter and you're sitting at 99, do the cut now. so you can eat through your strength phase and peaking phases. Now's the time to be prepared.
Yeah, it's so cool. Because you can say this. I'll use an example. You can say this all the time to someone, and they never really are. They're never really taken into account until it's too late. I'll use Abe Demmer as an example. I'm pretty sure he started at like 113 or 116 kilos, and I remember telling him a long time ago, bro, I want you to cut right down so you can eat up through your, through the back end of your prep. He cut down to 103 kilos. And then he ate up all prep, and he had the best competition. That was like the picture perfect scenario of how it should be done.
Yep.
I think another important thing is to learn the rules of competition.
Yeah,
learn the commands. There's a lot of times where you see beginner lifters come in and do their first comp, and they actually don't know what the commands are, and that's how they end up getting red lighted. So,
and the standards too. And there's too many people who train in gyms where their training buddy is like, yeah, that was pretty good depth, when it's like sky high, because they're too scared to say, bro, that was high as hell. Go deeper.
Yeah.
If you're not sure, take a video from the side and send it to a good ref and be like, would this pass in a comp, so they can tell you how it is. Go deeper.
I don't know why so many people get disheartened by it though, or like get offended by it. It's really odd. I'm going to use I use a sports analogy every single week. If someone missed a free throw, you don't get 2 points for it. You clearly missed it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with a squat. I get that there's a little bit more, what's the word?
Subjectivity.
Yeah, there's a little bit more subjectivity to it. Like,
I think that's the hardest thing with those analogies. Like with a free throw, you can see it went in or not.
Yeah.
And it's up to interpretation whether it went in the hole or not when it comes to depth. But it shouldn't be. And this is the problem, is like if you squat the whole prep thinking you're hitting depth, but you're not, you're going to be very disappointed, and you're going to be upset when someone tells you that you're not. Because you're like, but I am. It's like, but you're not.
Yeah.
What is your guys' take on wanting to only do stuff on the platform that you've hit in training?
I think it just depends on the goal. So, I've had clients that are like, I just want to go 9 for 9. I don't want to miss a lift. I'll be really nervous if I miss a lift. I'm like, sweet. We're just going to go 9 for 9. We're going to undershoot everything a little bit. So
you go.
No, I was just going to say, it's got a time and a place. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say very context dependent, because my opinion is, if your expectation is that the best you can do in comp is what you've done in training, that doesn't make sense. Or when people, what I think you're saying, when people use it in reverse, like, oh, I want to hit 170 in comp, so I have to hit 170 in the gym, that doesn't make sense. Your best performance should be on the platform. That's the idea of a peak. If you're hitting your best in training, it just means you haven't peaked very well, or other circumstances have gotten in the way on comp day.
Yeah. Yeah, ideally any sport that involves a peak should be maximum performance on competition day, whether it be sprinting, throwing, high jump, powerlifting, weightlifting. Yeah, you should peak your strength or your speed, power, whatever it is, on a specific day.
And is it just in regard to clients who are too scared to try a new number on the day?
More like mental psyche stuff.
Because it's really weird. It's like it's one of those things. It's like zoom out and you compare it to other sports that have a peak. You will never hear a marathon runner say, I just want to run the time that I did in training. Or I just want to sprint the time I did in training. It's like, nah, you want to do fucking way better. You want to put your training to the test. That's my assumption.
Yeah. But what you're saying is very relevant. Like, Bridget and Meg, in terms of some clients need to learn that ability, that ability to be like, okay, well, what you hit in comp isn't what you hit in training. And it's just that maturity as a lifter that we've talked about so many times, which is you learn to let go of the emotional attachment to the number on the bar and just treat it as a heavy lift. But it's easier said than done. Lots of people are so mentally attached to what they have done that they lose sight of what they could do.
That was a good quote, Thomas.
I'm shocked on that. My quote next week.
Road to competition. Anything else you want to talk about? Like, there's obviously the things that we always harp on about, like managing nutrition, like we've already said, how to stay healthy.
Yeah, I think just coming back to the idea of peaking as well is just don't be in a rush for it. Like, let the training be training. And don't get in your head about numbers. A lot of people will. I think this is the curse of like doing a peak and going back to training. So if you spend like 3 months, say doing a strength phase, a transition phase, a peaking phase, you're hitting top end numbers a lot. Let's say your max is 200 and your last warm up is always 185. 185 becomes, 185. And then before that is like 165, 145. You're only ever doing 145 for one. So you're like 145 is just a routine single, super fast, super easy. When you go into the next phase of training and it all of a sudden becomes 3 sets of 6 or 4 sets of 8, it's hard. That number is hard, and it gets in lifters' heads where they're like, "Oh, this weight used to feel so easy, and now it feels so hard." It's like, no, it feels hard because you're training with it now. And newsflash, training is actually meant to be hard. You're not meant to do a set and be like, "Oh, that was really easy, therefore it's good." It's like, no, you're meant to be pushing. If you want to be better, you're meant to be pushing. Like there's something to be said for, okay, well, we're not meant to be maxing out each week for sure, but training's meant to be hard. It's not meant to be easy. It's not meant to be comfortable. Otherwise, you're just getting good at failing the same weights.
Anyone else want to add to that, or do you want to rip into the quiz?
No, let's hit the quiz.
All right. 10 questions. Winner takes all. Do you guys want to know where I got my quiz?
Yes.
ChatGPT.
Nice.
All right. In Greek mythology, who is the god of the sea?
Poseidon.
Oh, that's Bridget.
That was Bridget or Meg?
It was pretty even.
I feel like Bridget got the P out first, but then Meg was way louder.
Yeah, all right. Bridget, you got that one.
Nice.
Question number 2. What is the highest grossing movie of all time?
Ooh, Avatar.
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh.
Question number 3. What does an Olympic barbell weigh?
20 kilos.
And?
15 kilos.
Correct.
Yes!
2-1-0.
Rub it in.
What gas do plants absorb during photosynthesis?
Carbon dioxide.
Correct. 2-2-0. What is the largest mammal in the world?
Blue whale.
Correct. Bridget. 3-2.
I resign from this quiz.
Meg, you can still make a comeback. It's kind of like, remember in the weekend when us boys were so far behind and articulate?
James came in clutch.
What is the name of the fictional country in Black Panther?
Wakanda.
Was that Tom, bro?
I reckon that was Bridget.
Was that Bridget? All right. What's that, 3-all? No.
4.
4-2. What is the stage name of the rapper whose real name is Sean Carter?
P. Diddy.
Nope.
50 Cent.
Nope.
Jay-Z. Jay-Z.
Who said Jay-Z?
Me.
Meg.
Thank God.
Meg,
Well,
if you get the next 3 right,
Jay-Z signed P. Diddy. So technically, I get a quarter of a point.
Jay-Z did not sign P. Diddy.
They were friends, though.
Yes. They both got their own record labels. I don't know about P. Diddy anymore, but yeah. In The Simpsons. Look at Tom, bro, and Bridget. Meg Dog, you reckon you got this one too?
I don't think so.
What is the neighbouring town of Springfield?
Shelbyville, damn it.
Tom, bro. Tom, bro. The score's tied?
It's 4-3.
4.
4-3.
Yeah.
All right. Tom, bro, you need these too. What country has the most natural lakes?
USA?
Finland.
No.
Give us a clue, James.
I can't.
What does it start with?
No, I can't.
Really?
No.
Natural lakes.
Natural lakes. New Zealand?
Nope.
Natural.
Canada.
Correct.
Oh!
That's why I couldn't give you a clue.
Yeah, because it was that or China.
Yeah?
No, I don't know.
I was going to say, where'd you get that from? It's either that or China.
You're just going for size.
Which NBA team drafted LeBron James in 2003?
LA Lakers.
Nope.
Miami.
Nope.
Oh, I don't know. The Knickerbockers.
In what? In 2002.
3.
Is that where he started?
Yeah.
That doesn't help me. I'm just curious.
The Warriors.
Nope.
The Raptors.
The Celtics.
Nope.
Oh, goodness. The Nets.
Nope.
The Knicks.
Nope.
I said that. What's it start with, James?
C.
Starts with C?
The Celtics.
He's already said the Celtics.
The Cranberries.
The Celtics.
This is probably so obvious to anyone
CJ's so mad right now.
who's interested in basketball.
Troy's listening to, screaming right now.
What's the second word letter after C?
A.
The Cavaliers.
Correct.
Got a point.
Let's go. All right, what do we end on?
What state is the Cavaliers in?
Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, that's where we're going. Sort of.
Make sure you say what's up to LeBron for me.
Yeah.
Even though he's in LA, but yeah. All right, that's us.
Nice. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the ZeroW Podcast. If you want more information, head to our Instagram, @zero_weakness. Hit the link in the bio for all of our services and any information on upcoming workshops and events. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review so we can have a broader reach and answer more people's questions. Thank you once more.